All right, speaking of having children, many professional career-focused women are focused on competing in a workplace system that was set up for men, that by the time they decide that they want to have children, they can believe that it's too late.
Yeah, sometimes that's what they think. So our next guest says there's still time to reclaim their femininity and have the family they've always wanted. We want to welcome now fertility coach and the author of the Feminine Fertility Cure, Roseanne Austin. Welcome to Great Day, Washington.
Thank you for having me.
I would love to know how you got into this. Was this something you or your friends were struggling with? How did you want to be a fertility coach?
Well, as they say, necessity is the mother of invention. And I struggled with fertility for 7 years while I was a California state prosecutor. And the whole time I was going through it, I was thinking to myself, I really wish I had somebody to help me change the way that I look at this and help lead me through a process that is rife with uncertainty. And that's how I got into this.
Yeah.
It's a lot of uncertainty, and then there's a lot of comparison. We're seeing other people that are not, maybe we don't think are having issues. Everybody's journey is different. Are there some fertility myths that you can dispel for us?
Absolutely. I'm absolutely delighted. And we'll start with one of the biggest ones, and that is age. Because the moment a woman walks into her OBGYN or fertility clinic, the first thing that people tend to obsess about is her age. And I know I did that, my clients all over the world do that. But the reality is women over 40 who are considered geriatric, I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, if you are over 35 and trying to have a baby, you're old.
Yeah.
And
That's what they tell you.
That's what they tell you, but it's absolutely not true. I've helped women from ages 28 to 52 in my own practice, and I see it every day. And so when I was trying to conceive, that was the first thing that was hit over my head. But the reality is women over 40, even into 50, are having babies every single day. So it's an absolute myth. The next myth that I would love to bust is that stress has nothing to do with struggling with fertility. Because a lot of women think that I can just out yoga, out diet, and out treat my level of stress. But with so many women pursuing careers that tend to be very masculine and very stressful, the reality is that the higher your cortisol level we're finding, the longer it takes to get pregnant, if you ever get pregnant. So stress is it requires your attention.
Yes, yeah.
And then the next one is statistics. Because we hear statistics the minute we go into a fertility clinic that can be daunting. But the reality is those studies probably didn't include you as an individual, and they're just a piece of information. They're not a verdict.
How do you handle this time period? I told you I love your 2-week course because there's a 2-week wait to find out if you were pregnant or not. There's a lot of patience that's required in this process. You help people through that?
Oh, absolutely. We completely re-engineer the way that women think about fertility and the fertility journey. And one of the first things is to realize that if you have a desire in your heart to be a mom, there will be a way. And just because you have a negative test this time doesn't mean that the next one won't be positive, or maybe even a year from now. So it's really getting into the belief system that it is a journey, and to not take any of it personally. It's simply a process.
What do you say to those that do maybe compare themselves? It's like, well, Ellen got pregnant so easy. Why can't I get pregnant? You know, and I'm younger than her. I'm older. How do you get rid of those comparisons?
Well, one of the biggest things is to acknowledge and recognize on an emotional level, not just an intellectual level, that we're all different. And I think that one of the coolest things about this journey, I actually believe it's a gift. Most people think it's a curse. But the reality is I see that the time between we get pregnant and have our children and this whole fertility journey process is preparation. So that's one of the biggest mindset shifts that I encourage women to make, is that this time that I'm trying, it's simply preparing me for motherhood and what's to come next.
I love that.
Yeah, I heard you say somewhere like it makes you appreciate it. You're grateful for the journey as it comes. You have a whole book about this, so people can always read more. I know this is the beginning. The Feminine Fertility Cure. It is available now. You can go buy it over on Amazon.
Roseanne, thank you so very much.
Thank you.